Welcome in,
Oh,
everyone,
we're
to
live.
the LFC transfer room. I'm starting to sound like Jack now. I've never said welcome in my life, but I am now. And we are joined today to preview Arsenal with Drew and Omer. Drew, how are you, mate? Looking fresh. You got a new trim there, mate?
Yeah, just a bit. Played in a game last night. We won 6-1, so I'm hoping for a similar score with Liverpool versus Arsenal tomorrow.
Absolutely. And we're also joined by Omer, the Brie lover himself. How are you, mate?
Yeah, I've actually gone off my Brie, mate. But yeah, I've decided to pull out the stocks and get a mic. So here we are,
Mate.
So hopefully I'm sounding extra clean in all your ears tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel, get us to 1.6k. Why wouldn't you do so? I mean, it's just free content. You can listen to Omer just whispering in your ear really nicely. Doing ASMR, LFCTR ASMR, mate. That's what we should do. But anyway, moving on. We are Charlie thinks mozzarella is better, and I tend to agree. But moving swiftly on. So Liverpool versus Arsenal. We'll just get into sort of the previous results. Arsenal haven't won at Anfield since 2012. I mean, this is a long time ago. Santi Cazorla scored in that game. And also the game before that, I remember I was there. Little 9-year-old Chris was watching Robin van Persie tear Liverpool a new one. Drew, how confident are you going into the game tomorrow?
I'm fairly confident. I think Liverpool will get the job done, especially because Arsenal's wins, their run of form has been against teams that are mid-table or bottom of the table. Last time they played a top 4 team was Manchester City, and they lost 5-0. So I don't think Arsenal has had a big test since they've creeped back up the table. And I think if Liverpool come out strong and just start bossing the game, Arsenal won't be able to cope with it.
I just nearly knocked Jurgen over. He wouldn't have been very happy. Omer, you confident? You sharing Drew's confidence?
Oh, 100%. I think I don't know why there's a bit of concern about Arsenal amongst people are thinking, oh, this could be Arsenal's first win here for a while. I think we'll rip them apart, mate. To be honest, I'm very confident. 5:30 p.m. Klopp seemed a bit pissed off in his press conference today, and when he's like that, he's gonna tell the boys to just go out there and charge at Arsenal. And Arsenal at Anfield recently, I don't care who they've got. I think Mo Salah turns up, Sadio Mane turns up, and we put them to the sword.
I hope so. I certainly hope so. I mean, no Roberto Firmino. He does love a bit of Arsenal, doesn't he? As Charlie says, as I was about to say, Mr. Webb, if you are over on Twitter, make sure to click the YouTube link. I'm sure Charlie's posted a YouTube link underneath. That means you can comment. We can bring your comments up nice and fresh like Charlie has done here. Why wouldn't you? You want to come and interact with, us lovers of the meal deals over here. So we do. But more on Arsenal. I mean, Drew, you did a look on their season so far. What can you tell us about them?
They had a really terrible start, and one of the things was that, classic with Arsenal fans, there's a lot of Mikel Arteta in, Mikel Arteta out, and after the first 3 games, it was Mikel Arteta out. So I think the fans can get on the back of their team pretty hard. So again, if Liverpool come out strong, I think that's, away section will just be quiet. But after the shaky start, they started getting some form. They got in some good players. The new right back, Emile Smith-Rowe and Saka have come in and continued to support the attack. Aubameyang's back. They have Partey and the new midfielder. I'm blanking on his name, but they're getting a solid team together, which I think was in the past not something that they had. They have a consistent 11 now. But that being said, all of their wins have been against mid-table teams or lower table. So I don't think they should have much confidence going into the game. They found an identity, but as Manchester United found out, when you're playing a big team, it's completely different than scraping a 1-0 win versus lesser opposition. So albeit, Arsenal's starting to get some form, but this will be a real reality check for them if Liverpool come out firing.
I 100% agree. I mean, Mikel Arteta has turned it around. Omer's had a lot. He's been in charge for 2 years now, which seems crazy to me. Past 100 games for Arsenal. Do you think they made the right decision to keep him around, and he clearly has imprinted something there?
Yeah, I think they did. I think even though their results, like I know they're on a really good run now, but previously they had like really bad results. He has that thing where how they're trying to play. You look at United, you still don't know how they're trying to play. As long as there's a philosophy, and as long as it's ticking over and there's elements of progress, I think it's a good thing. And with someone like Arteta, you're not expecting him to turn it around in 2 years and win the league straight away. If you're going to go with someone like that, you have to sort of trust the process and hold out for at least, I'd say, 4 or 5 years and see that turnaround. A bit like how we did with Klopp, because it needs time. Arsenal's been a bit of a sleeping giant recently. They should be there in the top 4 every year. So, yeah, I think he's the right guy for Arsenal. I think he'll push and get them. I know I said we'll rip them apart, but I really like this Arsenal team. And I think they do have a really good shot at the top 4 this season. So, yeah.
Do you not think though, Omer, that maybe going into this game, Arsenal are they're playing more of a rigid, structured game than they ever have done? Do you think that maybe gives them a better chance at Anfield?
Potentially, yeah. I think it's not the Arsenal where under Emery and the last Wenger team where they did try and come and still play as good football, but it's still a fairly inexperienced Arsenal team, and against a really hungry Liverpool team at 5:30 p.m. on a Saturday night, under the lights, what I imagine to be a really loud crowd at Anfield.
I'm going to America. It's gonna be loud, bro.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I'll probably hear you from the TV. Yeah, I just can't see them coping yet with us. I just think we're levels above, and I think they'll crumble. Personally,
Daz has said that he's pretty confident of a win tomorrow, as these two boys are, and as I am. I'm pretty confident still. A clean sheet would be nice, Drew. I mean, after the defensive frailties against West Ham, it'd be nice to see. I mean, well, we'll get into a combined 11 or in a predicted lineup later, but it'd be good to see a Liverpool clean sheet and being defensively sound.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think that Darren's right as well. I think the boys will be rearing to go after the loss against West Ham, and before that, the draw against Brighton. Like, international break, chance for some players to reflect, and Virgil van Dijk's going to come out, wanting the clean sheet and not accepting any performance less than a clean sheet. So, and I think that Liverpool with Fabinho in the midfield, Van Dijk, and the defense, I think will be set up to where Arsenal, they're relying on youngsters for their creative attack. Saka and Emile Smith-Rowe. Can they handle veterans at Liverpool? Some of the best, players in Van Dijk and Fabinho. With Aubameyang isolated, he doesn't do too well. So defense definitely set up for a clean sheet, and hopefully they'll make that happen.
Yeah, I mean, one thing I wanted to talk about was Aaron Ramsdale. I mean, he made the headlines with his excellent save against Leicester, but what shocking positioning, I'm just going to say.
it wasn't excellent.
It was terrible. It was terrible positioning. Yeah, how much has he impressed you, Drew? What do you think he can bring to an Arsenal side who have been lacking a consistent goalkeeper for so long?
I think his tenacity is probably the biggest thing that he offers. Like, he's a quality keeper, but he's someone who's loud, he's confident, he's a bit of a nut. So I think Arsenal really were lacking that character in their team in general. Like, you have a bunch of quiet, passive guys, and Ramsdale seems to be very confident and very loud, which, again, I think Arsenal was missing. I don't believe that he's the best keeper in the world, as much as some Arsenal fans like to shout. Again, yeah, I thought his positioning was a bit suspect on the Leicester free kick, and I more go along the lines of Roy Keane with when that's his job. Like you should be saving
That's his job, isn't
most
it?
of these shots. Like I'm very critical of keepers, and a lot of them like the photo finish saves, and that's where I really like Allison, where he's going to catch the ball when it's catchable, as opposed to palming it over, looking for the photos. So, I think Ramsdale's got a lot to bring, but I don't think he's the finished article that some Arsenal fans are touting.
No, I completely. He reminds me a little bit of when Simon Mignolet first came to Liverpool, and how impressed we were with his shot stopping ability.
He's got a bit of a cult hero status already. I'm like, he's not done much apart from make a save from, like you said, bad positioning. And to be fair, like he's like Charlie said, he's better than Mr. T-Rex. But there's a long way to go for him.
Yeah, I mean, we've got a goalkeeper with us in Alison Becker.
He's actually on the stream right now.
Nah. We chatted earlier on the opposition preview to Art de Rocher, the Athletics correspondent. Please make sure you go and check out that opposition preview after this stream. And he said the signing of Tomiyasu has been a really, really good impact for Mikel Arteta, a defender.
Chris,
you just muted yourself, Chris.
My microphone came unplugged. Tomiyasu, a more defensively sound right back, which plays into Arteta's system, Omer. How much do you think Sadio Mane will have a problem dealing with him?
It'll be how much Tomiyasu has a problem dealing with Mane. I think Mane's coming back to his best. Getting 1v1 with not just Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu's he's a great 1v1 defender, but you get a fully flying Mane under the lights at Anfield at 5:30 p.m. on a Saturday night, and he's beating any right back in the world if he's on it. So, like, we have seen players step up against Mane. I think it was Tanganga had a really good performance against him. However, like, I'm backing Mane against anyone, and Tomiyasu is a great defender, but you could stick Cafu there, and I'd still back Mane on a 1v1. So, we'll see, but it's going to be a long night for Tomiyasu, and I think Ben White plays at the right centre back. So yeah, Ben White's going to have a lot of work. I'll be whoever they play in. I think whoever they play in the pivot is probably going to have to try and double up on Mane to try and stop that. But then equally, it's about our left back. I think it'll be Tsimikas just bombing on the outside. He's going to have a lot to deal with. So yeah, it's going to be a night for Mr. Tomiyasu.
It's going to be a long night for Arsenal, I think, especially if we score an early goal. I mean, I've seen clips coming out all day of the 5-1 over in the 5-1 in 2014, which I was at, just going to say, and the 5-1 in 2018, which I was at. And so it's just, I remember in that 2018 one, the flair of Roberto Firmino and the way that he just completely tore Arsenal apart in every way, shape, or form. Drew, how big of a miss will he be?
He'll definitely be a big miss. I think one of the things, as we're talking about Tomiyasu, is that the fluidity of the front three on Liverpool. It's not going to be just Mane. It's going to be Jota and Salah if he drifts in there. And Firmino was perfect for bringing both Mane and Salah into the final third. His passing is unbelievable, and he always found his shooting boots for the game against Arsenal. But it really looks like any of Liverpool's front three likes a goal against Arsenal. Even Jota coming in. I think he had his first goal against Arsenal coming on. And he scored against them last time we played. Twice, actually. So I think that Firmino will be a big miss, but Jota is more than capable of stepping up. And especially with Tsimikas and left back. I think that, the headers coming in from Tsimikas' delivery, Jota is going to, hopefully fill in Bobby's boots and, maybe get a hat trick just like Bobby did. in one of those matches you saw.
Exactly. We're looking for the 5-1 good vibes once again. That'd be amazing. But before we get into our predictions and all that, we're going to just have a chat about our predicted lineup. We're going to do I'm going to do a shameless plug for myself in a minute as well, because your boy's been practicing.
Is this the graphic you've been talking about all day?
Yeah, bro. I'm obsessed with it. I was like, I got this at university this morning. I was like, right, I'm going to make a lineup graphic, and you know what? It's banging, and I'm going to bring it up because I don't care. Wait a second. I'm injecting. But first off, boys, in goal and the defense, I mean, Alisson, you're here. Are you going to be playing? Drew, you're muted, fella.
I can't
it's confidential
speak for the
stuff.
But yeah, seriously, I'll have to talk with my doppelganger off screen. But I'm sure he's fit and ready to go, looking for the clean sheet.
I hope so. That'd be insane. He's obviously had a bit of a shocker against West Ham last time, but I think he'll be back and raring to go. Really, he's been that solid this season overall, apart from obviously that game, which we won't talk about. But moving on, defensively, Trent Alexander-Arnold will definitely play, unless any shouts for Nico Williams, boys. Any shouts?
Get him in the forward line. He's the next Gareth Bale.
I'm reading my article.
Get him. Yeah, I have. Yeah, yeah. I've been hyping them up as well on the account. So
that's my guy.
No, unfortunately not. Trent's the best in the world. So I'm sorry, Nico, but you're gonna have to have a spot on the bench for now.
What a shame.
Yeah.
Here's that lineup graphic, by the way. Just shout out, it's pretty fresh. That's all I'm saying. Oh, we've got rid of our overlay. Defensively, I went for Matip, but Drew, are you on that train, or is it going to be a Kanate return?
I wouldn't be surprised if Kanate stepped in, and I'd be comfortable with that. But Matip, I definitely think will get the nod. And if Arsenal sit tight, we could use Matip on the ball, dribbling one of his mazy runs, and his passing ability as well. So Matip's probably the better choice, one I'd go with, but comfortable with Kanate as well.
What are you going for, Omer?
Yeah, Matip. I think Klopp will just say right off the West Ham game. Sorry I mentioned it. And then just go back to that tried and trusted Matip Van Dijk partnership and just be like, be experienced, do what you normally do. It's a big occasion. You both know how to handle it. And I think that'll be it. And I think it'll be fine.
Yeah, 100%. And the left back role, I mean, Andy Robertson's been rumored to be 50-50. Are you in favour of getting him back fit, ready for the Arsenal game, or will it be Kostas Tsimikas?
Even if he is fit, I think it's a great excuse to play Tsimikas. Tsimikas is the guy in form right now. Robertson's, I don't think he'll be fit, so I think Tsimikas will play. I won't be surprised if Robertson does pass a late fitness test. Klopp throws him in just because it's Andy Robertson, but I would personally go with Tsimikas just because he's in form for Liverpool and for Greece. So why not? Arsenal are going to sit back a bit more than they usually do. Tsimikas has better delivery than Robertson right now. So yeah, get Tsimikas in.
Yeah, Drew, are you in agreement?
Yeah, I definitely give Tsimikas the nod, but I'd also wouldn't sleep on Robertson. I also think that he's the kind of player that he'll know the criticisms around him, and he definitely has the attitude and the hunger to fight back. So if he does get the start, I wouldn't be surprised if we see one of his best performances of the season.
And through adversity, excuse me.
Bless you, mate.
Okay. I didn't want to put the pain of my sneeze through the mic there. But knowing Robertson, through adversity, he will come back and be just as strong as he was before. But going into midfield, I think Fabinho's a given, boys. I think he'd probably be the big key man in this game to try and stop Saka and Smith Rowe. Go ahead, Omer.
So, is that to me? Yeah. No, Fabinho. Fabinho is so key to the team. He's going to be. last few games he's been a bit off it, but we know what he can do. He's the perfect man for the perfect occasion. He had a great game against Argentina, apparently. So yeah, he's going to be so crucial tomorrow. Setting the tempo in midfield, might crunch into a couple players early on and just like get the crowd going, get the team going. So yeah,
Are you Roy Keane or something? Are you Roy Keane? Just going to crunch into a few players just to make myself feel better.
Oh, to be fair, he has what he did to Suarez in that semi-final against Barca. Roy Keane would have been very, very proud. But
this is a weekly occurrence for him.
Yeah. But yeah, it's interesting. It's going to be interesting to see what goes next to Fabinho. I won't be surprised if Klopp might go 4-2-3-1, but we'll think about that one later. Just
3-1.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah.
Drew, I mean, I personally think he'll stick with the 4-3-3, but what do you think the other pairing in midfield will be?
I think it's hard to look past Thiago and Ox. Like, I don't think we have very many fit midfielders to choose from. So, Thiago, I saw the stream the other day where we all know Thiago's his contributions for passing and on the attack, but I'm a little worried about his pace because I don't see a slower player in the Premier League. I remember this like image in West Ham where I swear I thought he was jogging when he had just came on to get back when West Ham had a counter. But
to be fair, Jorginho did get outrun by a referee back in the day. So I think he could be second last.
His contributions more than make up, hopefully, when he's at his best. But I think it's the perfect game for him against Arsenal because Arsenal will sit back and he'll be able to dictate play. So Thiago, and then hopefully, Chris, I know you and me are Ox fans. I hope he takes his chance and finds that form from his first season at Liverpool and, gets a goal.
Ox against his former club. It's written in the stars. It's written in the stars, Drew. He's going to score. He's going to score an absolute worldie tomorrow. And if he does, you know what? I'm going absolutely mental. But yeah, the another interesting one. Well, I'll go into my midfield for it. I completely agree. I mean, it depends on the fitness of Jordan Henderson. I'm not sure what's come out today. But will he play? Will he not? I think if there's any player that Jurgen Klopp would be willing to risk, it probably would be Jordan Henderson. Because he's the captain, really. But Omer, what's your midfield? I mean, you said 4-2-3-1, so
4-2-3-1, as in, I think that's I can see him trying Fabinho and Thiago together, and then going with one of Divock Origi and Minamino in a front four. Yep. I've put it in there. Just because we did play 4-2-3-1 right against Arsenal in the 5-1 battering in like 2018. So it has been done before. That's what my heart says. My head does still think 4-3-3 with Ox and Thiago. However, I could see a cheeky Minamino in at the 10. And then just trying to rely on Fabinho and Thiago to dictate the whole game and then let them four go at Arsenal because, like we said, they're going to be a bit more sat back. That's, I think, what I want. But look, if Ox starts, I think he was our best midfielder against West Ham. And I think he had a great game against Atletico. So I'll be completely happy with him there. It's just, will Klopp want to have him next to Thiago, if that makes sense? I don't know. I think he'd be happy to have Ox next to a Milner or a Henderson.
We haven't even talked about James Milner. I mean, you never know. Jurgen Klopp might throw James Milner in.
Yeah, he kept his cards very close to his chest today. To be fair, he didn't mention Milner. He didn't mention Gomez. I don't know what's happening with Keita. Is he in a war zone again? Who knows? But yeah, I actually have no idea what Klopp's going to do. I'll be honest.
That's not a bad thing, though. That's not a bad thing, because if you don't know, Arteta won't know, and neither will. I'm not sure if Jurgen will know. But for interesting stuff about Oxlade-Chamberlain, found out the other day, barring his paternity leave, sorry, he's been available for every single game since in 2021. That is a fact. So, you know, maybe the injury worries are past him, but who knows? Moving forward into the front line, I mean, we have heard a cheeky Minamino, which we would all, you know, welcome with open arms. But Drew, is it Mane, Salah, Jota for you?
Yeah, 100%. It's hard to look past that. And I think those three together, they've shown like how good they can be. And Jota, I love the hunger from Jota. He definitely wants to get in there. He's definitely good enough to maybe come in for Firmino and make it really tough for Klopp to make that decision when Firmino gets back, or fill in for Mane if Mane is not at 100%. But I really like that front three, especially against Arsenal. And it's not the Jota addition to it gives it a little bit of flavor. Whereas I think that most opposition know, even though they might not be able to stop the Firmino Salah Mane combination, Jota offers something a bit different, and his heading ability is really great, especially for his size. So, said it before, but Tsimikas at left back and Jota in the middle, I think there could be a headed goal there.
Well, there was one. Was it against Burnley? Tsimikas to Jota was the combination. So, you know, you could be onto something there, Drew. I mean, as you mentioned, I mean, Martin is the same. It's crazy how these players, and Wijnaldum was the same as well. Like how these players that are sub 5'9" can jump and do well. I mean, you know, it makes the little men in the world feel great, Omer.
You're asking the wrong guy, mate.
Same, bro. I'm. How tall are you, Drew? How tall are you?
I don't know the UK translation, but I'm 6'4" in America.
6'4". So we got. How tall are you, Omer?
I'm 6 foot. If we round up a couple centimeters.
Okay, well, at least I'm not the shortest here. It's fine. I mean, it makes the short men feel good here.
Oh, damn. Go on. Part of the 6 foot club, it changes the whole complex of things, apparently. Yeah.
So you're 5'11" and a half, yeah? I'm just asking for all the girls on Tinder out there.
6. Just there's a 6 at the front. There's only a 6. There's a 6 there. It makes all the difference. It
certainly does, man. It certainly does. Well, I mean, if we're throwing in your cheeky Minamino, would that be a front four? Of Mane, Salah, Jota, Minamino, or maybe
yeah.
Chuck and Divock Origi as well.
I think if you front five, get everyone involved. Yeah, no, it'd be the front four, Minamino in the 10, and in the same front three, Jota down the middle, Salah on the right, Mane in the left. Yeah, I think whatever we do, whether it's a 3 in midfield or a 4-2-3-1, Arsenal will struggle. And yeah, like you said, it's probably a good thing they don't know how we're going to set up. It's sort of, well, they probably know we're going to go 4-3-3, but the personnel keeping it close to the chest, we normally kind of know how it's going to be, bar 1 or 2 players. So yeah, it's a bit new to me because I don't know how fit Milner is. Naby Keita might just be pulled out from somewhere.
I think that Milner's available, Keita's not. So
okay.
Yeah, so it's, you know, who knows? But we're going to go on now to our score predictions. We'll start at the bottom with the short man himself, Omer. What are we going for, mate?
Bottom up. Score prediction. I'm going to go with another 5-1.
Oh, get it. Hello, who's scoring? Who's scoring?
Okay. Salah scores 3. I think Mane scores 1, and I think Trent scores another, and then we'll give Smith Rowe a goal because he just can't stop scoring apparently.
And he's in my fantasy team, I mean.
Take him out.
I've taken Ramsdale out. I know that was a bad idea. But Drew, how are you feeling about what's your score prediction?
I think 4-0. It's been a while since we got a 4-0. And I'll go Salah 2. Maybe Mane 1 or Jota 1. And I want a cheeky goal from Fabinho, one of his little toe pokes from 2 feet out. Just after a Van Dijk flick on or something like that.
Can't complain with that. I'm gonna be slightly more conservative. I'm gonna go 2-1. I think it'll be a more difficult game. Obviously, I think we'll win. I think Sadio Mane bags. I think Mo Salah bags, and I think I'm going to go Smith Rowe as well. Why the hell not? And we'll comfortably beat them, but I just think it'll be a little bit tighter than imagined. But anyway, that brings the end to a very, very good stream. Much appreciated to Omer and to Drew for joining us. Make sure you go follow them on Twitter, subscribe to us on YouTube. And follow us on Twitter as well. Why not? Why wouldn't you, mate? It's just great content.
Exactly.
24/7. Anyway, we will catch you in the next video on the channel. And make sure to check out the opposition preview. Bye.